Brodes Media.
That was a shove it down your throat type of game. It's what it was. And it was lovely. Wow. I was so bored tonight because the game was so one-sided. I turned on my Xbox. I'm 30 with 2 kids. When was the last time you think I turned on my Xbox? 1922. But the Mets should be so embarrassed with themselves. Because, thought it was an off day. Oh. Except, not physically. Physically, it's Max Kepler rocking 5 ribbies. Physically, it's Brandon Marsh cooking. Bader at the top of the lineup. Cooking. Guys, there was somebody named, what was his name? Dalton? Who played for the Phillies tonight. Who the fuck is that? It's 11-3. Poor Dalton. 0 for 5. Yikes. You couldn't at least got hit by a pitch? One of those horrendous off-speed pitches that drills the foot of, 3 or 4 batters? If you're going to drill someone, reach back, get 99, get 100, and drill them in the ribs. At least then I'd respect you. You just suck. That you have no idea what the hell you're doing. The ball's going all over the place, and you're getting tattooed. Max Kepler looked like a damn superstar tonight. 5 ribbies? 5? That's a Kyle Schwarber day. That was a trade day. It's Max Kepler. Think about this outfield, though. This outfield in September is basically doubling the OPS of what we saw when we were complaining about how vomit this outfield was every day. Seriously, doubled the OPS. No wonder why they look like a completely different team. No wonder why we were aggravated and pissed off watching that brand of baseball. Look at what they're doing now. Now, did I expect it to do this? No. Probably somewhere in between. But look at this. For the first time all year, I think they're putting together what looks like real baseball. They've had pockets of nice and strong things, of course. But this run as of late, with the time of the year, with doing it damaged, with a lot of the most important pieces put on the shelf, with a lot of role players and the team. It feels like a team. You could probably find a video of me 3 months ago saying, sure, they're winning, but they look like a bunch of guys wearing the Phillies uniform. They don't look like a bunch of guys that are playing as one. 2 completely different things. Now, I don't know if it's because you know the way they're handling things with Nick, where that is a true test of brotherhood. And I didn't see this. I just heard the radio talking about it. I believe Scott Lauber maybe had some quotes with Nick Castellanos on the Inquirer. And he was saying when he looks at the fact that, he's disappointed. And I'm paraphrasing, but he's disappointed. He's upset. He's not getting his ABs and he's not getting the nod every day on the lineup card. He wants the world for Harrison Bader. He wants whatever is best for Brandon Marsh and any outfielder that's getting an opportunity right now. Max Kepler. He couldn't be more thrilled for them to succeed as teammates. He just wants to play as a competitor as well. He wants to do that too. But it does shine light on the fact that they are dealing with, I'd say, controversy, right? Or something that can cause significant controversy, especially with the personality of Nick. And I don't know if that's bringing them together. And I'm trying to spin this positive. Not trying to spin it. It is a positive that I'm saying this, but it's almost like this was a true test in a way. And sometimes you don't want certain tests. Nobody wants the tests, but you walk into class, pop quiz. Ah, damn it. I wasn't prepared. I didn't do the work I was supposed to. Well, guess what? You got the pop quiz, Nick. Rob Thompson's putting his hammer down. This happening, I think it could actually force them to be closer because it was a surprise. And they're doing well on the pop quiz instead of failing. Bringing them together. I don't know. It makes sense. It makes sense to me. What else makes sense is Sanchez cruising. Oh, what do you know? Christopher Sanchez. And again, with Alvarez, is everybody getting on the same page as me now? This dude's face. I got my hockey gloves right here because I did a little Flyers in 50 on WIP this afternoon. Let me get the mitts. Hold on a second. Here we go. We got him. I want to drop the mitts and punch him square in the nose. I don't like the look. He didn't like one of the calls. He didn't like one of the calls. Here, I got the gloves on. You know what I'm saying? Drop them. Grab onto the short. I can't stand it. By the way, if you can't visually see what I'm doing because you're not watching on YouTube, you're watching on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Oh, what's that, Brodes? You have Apple Podcasts and Spotify? That's right. All you got to do is search Brodes Media or Sports Talk with Brodes. Leave a 5-star rating and a review as well. It'll go a long way for me with the algorithm. Thank you all so much. I love you. I do love you. Take me on the road with you. That's a fun little trip when you're in the car. Where was I? I was saying something about Sanchez cruising. Oh, wait. Did I already say that? Oh, Alvarez. I want to punch him in the face. Yes. The umpire, he didn't like one of the calls, and he gave him this outrageous stare when the ball was, it was a 50-50 ball. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. How about swing the bat? I don't know. How about make contact and don't urinate all over yourself? I'm just spitballing here, but there's some things that you could take and run with. There's something you learned. Get away from me. They should be embarrassed. That Juan Soto home run, useless. Throw it in the trash. It shouldn't even count. While Harper's, though, different story. Kepler squaring that thing up. The Mets, I can't believe it. This is bad. I knew they were fraudulent. I knew they were a joke, but I thought they're... No. I thought they were this. No, they're this. They're just piss poor. They're just piss poor. We watched Stubbs. You don't even have the ballpark filled out because Phillies fans are thinking, it's going to be easy. I don't feel like driving down and paying the toll and then paying for gas and then paying for parking and then paying for a couple dogs. I'll sit this one out. They're not even worth my time. We'll watch this one on TV. It's not even worth heading to the park tonight. I'm just the messenger. But that's how low. And I keep saying I never thought it would get this low, but I would. I would think it would be this low. Now, they're trying to figure out in Queens, because I see all the big storylines coming out of WFAN up there. Are they even going to make the playoffs? Should they fire the manager? Now they don't even know if they're getting in. And because last year came out of nowhere for them, some think get in and see what happens. And then to take it to the Philadelphia side, there are some putting their chest out, getting real chesty, saying bring the fuck on the Mets in the playoffs. And while I appreciate that, and I did that whole thing last season, I don't know if my testicles are big enough. I don't know if my balls have enough hair to do that again. Plus, if they're cheating up in Queens, and I know that the Phillies are going to finish higher than them in the standings, but I don't know. Guys in that organization now that were part of the scandal back in 2017 with everything that went down with Houston, I don't want anything to do with it. You play that game, and I believe you're probably on the right path. Again, not enough hair on the testicles. We want to take some phone calls. I'm sure we do. Why don't we do this? We'll go to the Anytime Hotline right after I tell you about my great friends over at Emilio Cigars. Listen up. When you beat the Mets this badly, there's one thing you do. You go out back and you light up one of these puppies. The best cigar to ever touch my lips, the only cigar to smoke, that is an Emilio cigar. Old school roots, new school attitude, locally owned, third generation, made at Fabrica Oveja Negra, Nicaragua. And if you go down to the description below and you click on the link and you utilize promo code Brodes10, you will get 10% off your purchase. Check out all the options for you. If you are a cigar smoker, do me a favor. Check it out. Buy something. And then when you realize it truly is one of the best cigars at a very reasonable price as well, you're going to say, damn, Brodes, I knew it. You know everything. You're not just intelligent when it comes to sports. You're not just great looking. You don't just have phenomenal hair, but you know a lot about the cigar game as well. And I said, I know. This is me visualizing the conversation. I know. Emilio Cigars, check it on out. Go golfing, bring them out on the course, family party, your backyard on a nice summer fall night. Now, let's get the season right. Fall night. I let my dogs out tonight. I texted my wife. I said, this is amazing. She said, yeah, wait until you grab an Emilio once we put the kids down. I said, you're so damn right. You're so damn right. All right, let's go to the phone, shall we? Let's talk to you great people out there.
Yo, what up, Brodes? How you doing, man? Phillies are about to secure the dub in Game 3 here. But, man, dude, I just want to say one thing. I absolutely hate Jose Alvarado. Hate him. I hated him when he got suspended, his half-ass apology, and ever since he came back, he's been trying to do too much, and we don't even need his ass, because ever since he's come in, I swear he's given up, like, a homer, a base hit, and he's just blown it every time. I hate him so much. Like, yeah, a lot of good takeaways. We won the series. We took the first 3. Hopefully we get the sweep. Man, I hate this guy. And I really hope that we don't even consider. I think we have an option to secure him for another year. I really hope we don't even consider keeping this guy on our roster.
All right, I'm going to stop you there. A little strange, just didn't anticipate Jose Alvarado hate and someone despising him being the first call after a fun night like that, but a boring night in regard to it being competition, but fun night in regards to watching Cap and Bryce Harper tack on late. It's just off to the next guy, off to the next guy, off to the next guy. Doesn't matter if you're batting 8th, doesn't matter if you're batting 9th, unless your last name's Dalton, who I still don't know who you are. Here he is playing second. I'm going to get the lineup card. Stott's playing short. I'm going, that's it. You never know what you're going to get. And there's a part of me that's so damn intrigued by that. When it rolls around to lineup time and you're refreshing the Twitter account for the Phils and you're just waiting to see the names. Where's it going to be today? Where's JT? Is Nick in? Is Nick out? Bader still leading off? Are you going to move Bryce to lead off? Probably not with Bader ripping a hot stick like that, right? But where's everyone go? It starts short. Dalton. Who are you? Dalton. Can't get over it. I had to Google him 6 different times. The wrong Dalton kept popping up. I can't even figure it out because there's so many other people that's popping up. And when I say that, I mean that didn't happen at all and he was the first one to pop up. But it's possible that what I said was believable because no one knows who he is. Someone just tweeted at me. Dom says, I was at the game tonight, Brodes. Because I tweeted, I don't understand why the Mets keep crying after every strikeout looking. Just a bunch of losers. So Dom quote tweeted me and said, I was at the game last night, Brodes. After Soto went down looking, he swung his bat around with his head down like a kid who just got his lunch money taken and didn't even step foot into the dugout until after Ranger started his windup for the first pitch of the next batter. I mean, that's how much they are defeated. That's how much it's deflating for that squad right now. Juan Soto's focused on just stealing a couple bags to boost up his stolen base numbers. Let me get to 30 in an irrelevant spot. Let me just take off so I can get my personal accolades. While this team, the personal accolades, like 50 bombs, it just comes with another ho-hum Kyle Schwarber leadership quote. You know, we got a team in here that has what it takes to win. We got a team out here that, is looking to get their eyes on the prize. They want to finish this thing from a few years back. We're determined. Juan Soto ain't worried about that. Neither is Gregory Soto. This bum. You remember the Gregory Soto experience? That's what they had plus Helsley. How was that acquisition? We got Duran and Harrison Bader. And I thought Harrison Bader was just a major leaguer. This is, whoa. Now, I will say there were people who watched Bader over the last few years because he did bounce around different franchises. And a lot of the fan bases that got to experience some of Bader, they did all feel very optimistic about what he can be. You'll like him. You'll like what he brings. You'll like his swagger. You'll like his OPS because, you know, some of these spots he got there for a short amount of time and he made a nice impact. And a lot of the teams were a little intrigued by just what he was. And I don't know if that was more of a product of how bad the outfield has been for the Phillies prior to getting that move accomplished, but they were all very pleased with at least, you know, a superstar. You didn't get Shohei Ohtani at the deadline, but for what it is, hey, he pops more than just the name Harrison Bader. That's showing. That's showing. Because think if next year he's on another team and then a team trades for him at the deadline. Just bear with me for a second. And you hear Philadelphia fans, we'd be saying, oh, yeah, that's great. Oh, yeah, dude, that's a good player. Hey, you're going to like him. Hey, plays a good center field. Hey, he can play the ball off the wall. We'd say all good things about him. See what I'm saying? This series has been so blah that this brain ain't even processing because there's nothing to even process. It's just another beat down. How did I say it in the beginning? Something about shoving it down your throat. I think that's essentially what we got here. All right. Back to the phones we go.
Hey, Brodes. Just want to ask you a question on your report card on Dave Dombrowski. We're approaching the end of the season, and for the last year or so, we've been pretty critical on him of not getting critical players to help us really get to the World Series, getting a big bat in the outfield, and we had a lot of ups and downs this year. But at the end of the day, with the same team we've had pretty much for 2 years, we're pretty much only 4 games out of having the best record in baseball. So my question is, like, do you think that Dave actually should get more credit than we're giving him for putting together a team that's ready to go to the playoffs with one of the hottest teams right now? Or do you think that he still didn't do enough, and if he didn't, what would have you done differently? Appreciate it. Bye.
Well, thank you for the call. 2 totally different directions, and I expected the phone calls to go. By the way, nothing wrong with that at all. I really appreciate and admire the questions. It's just I just expected to hit play and hear, woo-hoo! Fuck yeah, bro! Fuck yeah! You know what I mean? But it's okay. I like actual conversation as well. Don't get me wrong. If this is what you got, Duran, and it does seem like there are some games where he allows a few hits. I don't think it's going to be clean and super polished every time. I think guys are going to get their barrel on the ball a little bit, or maybe not the barrel, but they'll put it in play and they'll get a couple singles and maybe there's a walk and then you have to sweat it out. But still, obviously, a fantastic improvement from what you had. It's a shame because the one guy that I thought could be partnered and married together with some other names at the late back end of that bullpen was Orion Kirkering, and I just don't feel it. And obviously, you won't have Alvarado. Real quick on the phone call before, the hatred for Alvarado, I have that too. I just, I don't know. I understand why they use him. But the reason why he's getting beat up more than you remember is because he was taking stuff to improve his game. Because he wasn't good enough without it, or he wasn't that elite without it. So that's why. He's been off for a long-ass time. So the combination of that. Would I bring him back if the price is right? Yeah, I probably would. But I really despised what he did, but I probably would. I do think he's a serviceable arm. It's just not as special as we once saw. But if this is what we get out of the pen, and this is what we get out of Harrison Bader, then you also got to give Dave Dombrowski credit for not only those 2 moves, but if Max Kepler and this platoon of outfield is the special ingredient, then we may have almost given up on him, and then he gives you the resurgence you're looking for. That's also here. Now, truth be told, if you had Dave Dombrowski on some sort of lie detector test and he had to be 1,000% honest on the assessment on would you really project yourself getting this from Max Kepler, and he'd probably give you some BS answer about his hard hit rate and he was getting so unlucky and he was squaring up baseballs but just never got to see the ball fall, and it eventually will, and he'll probably spin some BS narrative that way. But even getting Harrison Bader, I can't imagine a world where Dave Dombrowski thought it would be this, or he would ever see a world where Nick Castellanos is getting benched and missing time. And it's funny, I heard this getting thrown around a little bit as well. Do you think that Nick Castellanos isn't playing as much as Rob would want him to play, even through this uncomfortable time, but maybe behind closed doors he said a few words towards Topper, and Topper's going, I'm not budging more now. Maybe you would have had a start today. Maybe you would have had a start at some point instead of 3 games up. But you know what? I didn't like that remark you made. I got to imagine there's still some dialogue behind closed doors between these two to some level. In a healthy, competitive way. But maybe you just crossed the line a little bit. You know what? I could have. I maybe even would have, but that remark still ain't sitting with me. I don't know. Maybe not. I'm just throwing it out there. But Dave would get a lot more respect and a lot more appreciation for everything he's done if this stays true. And it's been a nice window. It's been a nice stretch. Big difference between nice stretch and doing it in the playoffs, doing it with pressure, doing it with the lights on. And the national view of this Phillies team is so much different than how the team feels or the city feels about the team. There's been fans that have believed they're great and didn't crash as much as I crashed. But then there's a good portion of the fans that once crashed like me, and I feel reasonably so. But right now, as they're clicking, amazing. And the national view of it is this team is a juggernaut. This team has something that other teams don't. You don't just lose Zach Wheeler and lose a Trey Turner and accidentally look like this, following that adversity, following that news. That normally destroys you and it breaks you down. Instead, here's Aaron Nola showing up and throwing 6 shutty. Here's Sanchez. Here's Ranger. Go look at what they did the last time around. All business. Many teams, most teams, 90% of teams, they don't have what it takes to take that punch. You got hit with a strong, serious right hook to the jaw. Good thing your jaw currently looks like it's made of steel. Let's take more calls.
Hey, Brodes, go Phils, another great win. Casey out of Nevada. I think it's pretty awesome how we have Bader in the lineup. I was thinking when Trey gets back, what do you think about, obviously this would be up to Rob, but what if they did Trey, Bader, Harper, then Schwarber in the top of the lineup? What do you think about that? I think it'd be pretty fun. But go Phils, another great win, and let's sweep them. Go Phils.
That'd be pretty damn sexy. That would be pretty damn sexy. That would be a fun top of the lineup. I was afraid you were going to say keep him there because sometimes you get sucked into the moment and then have Trey bat second. And I was going to shake my head and say, I'm not doing it. I will put Trey back right away, get him as comfortable as humanly possible and just used to that. It was clicking. It was working. We've been waiting 3 years for him to pop off like this. I'm not playing any games. I'm already worried about the hamstring and just the mental side of running and trying to steal bags and being that annoying guy as it is. But get him back into his spot and let him cook. Bader, too, though, as long as he's getting hit. I mean, sometimes swinging first pitch, one at bat, he's got a single. Next at bat, he sees one pitch, so two pitches total, 2 hits. He's looking over, doing a little celebration to the bench. He's got the flow going. I probably would go with a little bit of baggier pants in my personal opinion, but it works. Who am I to judge someone look good, feel good, play good. He fits that category. You know what I mean? So who am I? But just saying, personal stance. Speaking of, I brought up Xbox earlier. Maybe I'll download a little MLB The Show. Maybe I'll do a little road to the show with Brodes. Do a little shortstop action. I think I am. This Mets team is so bad. They have me contemplating. Think about it. We normally sit down and we go into deep detail about this squad and the opponent they faced and who they are and this and that. And it's just quality. Right? It's just quality. But this isn't quality. I'm talking about what style of pants I'm going to put on my player road to the show character. Like, that's how much you've lost the current form of baseball. You don't even deserve time. You don't even deserve time. Think about how things changed a few weeks back. 7 games going into Citi Field. We get swept for ever since then. We're losing premier talent. We're losing serious dogs. And then we respond with an ass kicking and a quote, shove it down your throat performance. And I need to reference that 3 strong times, 3 erect times. Because that was significant. It was significant. There was power behind that win. Power behind these last 3 games. Not folding, not collapsing. And this is looking within now with this Phillies group, who I questioned the stones of, who I questioned the DNA of. This is what serious contenders do. Hand up, it's been a really rough time for me to get here. I'm weirdly here with guys like Dalton in the lineup. And I don't know if it's because my expectations and the stress that I had for big names with the pressure needing to be done this season. I don't know if I am in a state of zen, but it feels that way to some level. But I'm in a good headspace. Let's kick it to Sean.
Nothing short of impressive. What can you say about what the Phillies have been doing lately? I really think this goes back to that series in Milwaukee where they were down in one of the games on the road and the Phillies came off the deck to win it and win the series. I mean, I think that kind of sparked this team. And then bringing guys like Bader here, I mean, we bashed, and rightfully so, Dombrowski for some of the things that didn't work out, Romano, Joe Ross, etc. But the Harrison Bader acquisition has proven huge dividends. And, of course, Duran. Let's take the Mets completely out tomorrow. I mean, I'm all for going for the jugular here. We've got this team staggering. Let's KO, pectate their ass, and send them out of Philly and cut the NL East clinching deficit to 5. I think that would be great to see because you have a tough West Coast trip next week. Not only against the Dodgers, but I think they also play Arizona. We know what a house of horrors that is for the Phillies. So let's get the sweep tomorrow. Let's take care of Kansas City over the weekend, and let's keep the momentum going.
I'm with you, man. I'm absolutely with you there. And yeah, that's 2 people now who have brought up Dave Dombrowski. And you're right. We've been very critical on him. We've seen a lot of trade deadlines that haven't really necessarily moved the needle for us, and it's been on the underwhelming side more than the whelmed or overwhelmed side. But if this is Harrison, and I keep preface it by saying if this is who he is, just because, I mean, he's doing like ridiculous things, out of this world ridiculous things. Is he going to keep that? I sure hope so. It's fun to watch. There is a part of me, while I'm just enjoying the ride in my Zen state right now, there is a part of me that wonders if the season ends, we're going down a parade down Broad Street, and we're going Brandon Marsh, Max Kepler, Harrison Bader. And I can see it. Don't get me wrong. I can see it, but it's just not historically who you close your eyes and project seeing. And maybe that's the beauty of sports. Maybe that's what makes things special. No one ever would have thought that Nick Foles would be in a conversation with Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, and boom, he did it, baby. He did it. We've seen crazy-ass things happen, so it's not impossible. You know how this team makes me feel, though. But don't say I don't give it a shot, damn it. Don't you dare say that you question my approach with this squad. I got asked this at the end of Flyers in 50 today. They kind of stopped me 2 minutes into wanting to talk about the Flyers press conference with Keith Jones. And they said, you got to be put under the microscope. We need an answer on your stance with the Phils. No more of this flip-flop BS crap. Do you love the team? Are you in? Are you out? I'm in. I'm in. And it's almost insanely disrespectful to even have to ask that question. You don't think I ride or die with this no matter what? No matter what I say? Of course I do. That's why I lose sleep. That's why I can't think about anything else in life when it's going bad. It's because they matter the most to me outside of my family. What are we doing? Don't you dare question me like that. Hurt my soul. It's like family when it comes to siblings. Brother, you fight. You punch each other. You wrestle. You scream at one another. F-bombs. I hate you. Blah, blah, blah. No, you don't. No, you don't. You love one another. You just had a moment. I've had a few moments. Of course I'm in. Gross. I'll tell you what's not gross. My friends over at DraftKings. Your season, your shot. The NFL season is rolling, and every touchdown can bring you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. From first touchdown scorer to anytime touchdown props or the thrill of live in-game betting, every snap is loaded with opportunity. So take a look at Thursday Night Football, Green Bay, Washington, player props as well, Eagles, Chiefs. So many opportunities for you. And new customers, this one is for you. Bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, score over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code Brodes. That's code Brodes to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first $5 bet. Plus, over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Fees may apply in Illinois. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday Ticket/terms. Limited time offer. A breeze. I'll take Mist here, and then we'll wrap it up.
Brodes, I'm feeling good about these Phillies. Man, I have been taught by them year after year to hide my heart away and to always keep an eyebrow raised, but, man, the vibe is different. It's good and it's different. Like, even at times last year where, like, I was excited to be watching it, like, it still felt like this, like, stale vibe that was going to hurt me. But it's different now. Like, it's coming from different guys. Like, Bader, what he's, like, done to this team, I'm not saying it's, like, all on him, but it's just, like, you plug him in and, like, all of a sudden we've got this crazy dominant offense where they're hitting. Brandon Marsh is hitting. Emperor's hitting. Hepler sending balls to the stands. And Kemp, I mixed up their names with Kemp even, like that home run last night, and then you're ready to give up on him today, and then he shoots that shot through the infield. I mean, man, it's It's the Mets and fuck them and all that, and it's home and sure, but feels good. Let's go, baby. Go Phils.
Yeah, that's a good call, man. That's a good way to end it. I think I feel the same exact way. You guys are the best. I love you. I really, really do. You guys are phenomenal. We'll talk on the next one. Go Phils.